Welcome to Muscle Car Research. Today we're going to show you how to install the foam seals that were used at the bottom of several different Ford steering columns in the late 1960s, early 1970s. In these examples, these are actually 1970 Mustang steering columns. But a little bit of information first. So in addition to the foam seals, as you can see here, there are also some nylon bearings that go into the bottom of the column. This is an upper bearing. The one that's normally used in the 70 column doesn't actually have these threaded steel inserts. They're just molded in nylon. But this particular bearing is called the upper bearing. The basic part number is 7347, and it fits down about there. This is the lower tube bearing. Again, 7347 is the basic part number. When we're done, we'll put this in, and it kind of goes right over here like this. The foam seals, there are two of them. You've got the 7C102 seal, which is the one that fits here between the outer tube and the middle tube. And then you've got a 3E629 seal that fits between the steering column shaft and the inner tube. When you buy these from my company, they'll come like this, with the center sections intact. You'll need to take out the center sections to install them. On the 3E629 seal, you want to keep that center section though, because as you can see on this fixed column in the back, this the center plug actually fits into the bottom of the column there to plug up that space. Now you'll notice the difference in color as well. The original engineering drawings for these seals said that they should be impregnated with mica powder. I couldn't find a manufacturer that would do that, so what I recommend people do is that they give these things a good soaking with dry graphite. And the dry graphite provides the lubrication you need so that you don't get any squeaking and the tubes all move freely after everything is installed. So let's start with the 7C102 seal. This has to be pulled up and over the tube like this. And you want to get it around that middle tube, and we're going to have to stuff it down into the space here between the middle tube and the outer tube. And I'm just using a blunt an instrument here. This is a molding removal tool, but you can use something like a popsicle stick even. You just want something that'll be able to get down in here and push down on the seal without actually tearing it. On the 68 Mustangs also used a foam seal, but they did it a little bit differently. On those, the seal went in first, and then the bearing went in last. But on the later 6970 columns, as you can see, what you've got is the bearing goes in first, and then the seal goes in last. So just keep working this in. Be careful not to tear it. We're almost there. Almost. All right, and that seal's in place. I think one of the reasons that people are kind of confused about where these go is that when you get a column, they've typically deteriorated to the point where they're just not there anymore, and so you have no frame of reference. There's nothing to compare it to. So that's that seal. That's the 7C102 seal. Now let's take a look at the 3E629 seal. As I said, that goes between the shaft and the inner tube. A little bit different on the fixed column, as you can see. This is a 70 tilt column. On the fixed column, you might actually find it easier to pull the shaft out, in order to slip it over the tube. But in this case, it's going to be a lot easier. Oh, and I'm wearing gloves just because the dry graphite can get all over your fingers, and it just makes a real mess. Now, if you're wondering what these seals were used for, they're designed to keep fumes, oil, hot smells, things like that, from traveling up the steering column and into the passenger compartment. So you want to push this down, just far enough. What's that, about 2-3 inches or so that when you install this lower tube bearing, it's not bumping into the seal. So there we have our seal installed. We take our bearing, push it down in, and we're finished. Thanks, and good luck with your project. Take care.